hiking through anime.
Hello, we're the Custodians. I'm Rhett.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Joe.
And we're back with episode 2 of season 5 of My Hero Academia.
The Academy for Heroes.
Yep. Last episode was a recap of our heroes.
A great recap episode.
Yeah.
Pretty
Not
nice.
necessarily a recap of the season, past seasons or series, more of a recap of just the last Endeavor fight. And
yeah, we didn't get a lot of like overhaul flashbacks.
it was more of just
shit.
it was less a recap and more of a reminder of all of our students.
Mm-hmm. The important shit that happened at the very end.
It's like in case you're jumping in at episode 70 something.
Yeah, here you go. This is Mina. Her quirk is being adorable. But I'm going to let whoever wants it to talk about kind of the meat and potatoes of the episode that a lot of people miss.
Well, no, you forgot it anyway, so I was going to do it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Alright, so opens up, and they're all kind of chatting in class, because it's just the day after the Haya Nomu fight with Endeavor. I guess before that, they talk a little bit, whatever, about the Endeavor Nomu fight, or like it shows that from what happened before. Cuts to them in class, they're talking about it. Kirishima's like, "You're so manly." It's like, yes, it was. When you turn into a fireball up in the sky.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool. So they're talking about that. Aizawa walks into class and they all just go.
Although they're already like that before he walks in.
They're trained.
They have been trained.
Conditioned.
I think they all have the quirk of super speed.
I threw up in my mouth. Oh, that burns. Sorry, keep going.
Gabe's quirk. Vomit.
Acid reflux.
Sorry, keep going.
As I was talking about, so we're going to start ramping it up. Oh, what's the time? Oh, right now. And so alarms go off in the school. It's like, oh, there's a alert, go to city B, whatever, because there's like a villain attack. And they're like, all right, time to suit up. And they all go over there. And there's like a fire and explosions going on. They go take care of it. And then they find that there's a person in the river. It's like, oh, go save them. It's like, fucking Lemillion. He's floating along in the water like, save me.
Save me.
So there's that. They got to deal with the fires and the crashed building. And then out of nowhere, why am I blanking on her name? Hada, yes. And then fucking Sun Eater are just like, we're villains. But Sun Eater's like, I want to go home.
I am a villain who wishes to be home.
It was so funny because Hada's like, no, Sun Eater, you don't get to go anywhere yet. He's like,
you have to be a villain. I don't want to be here.
Okay, fine, I guess. And she's like, if you move, I'm just gonna blow you up, which she kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
So we get some more insights on kind of how her power works. It's like,
yeah, it's got like levels to it.
Yeah,
didn't
like,
she go
how
like
high
level
does it
30?
go up to?
Yeah,
like 100%. Like,
sorry to cut you off, but in the fear that our microphone may run out of battery, it's at 2 of 3 bars. But like whenever it's not at 3, I feel like it's gonna die within 15 minutes. So
oh my gosh,
I'm gonna cut you short and just put
Bakugo tried to hit him with
what
a
happens
car.
at the very end of the episode.
well, Hawks is U.A Traitor. I'm just kidding.
He totally is. You can't convince
How
me.
can
of
he
that.
be the U.A Traitor?
No.
Okay, so
Hey, the comments said that he was affiliated with.
Shush. I already got cut to the end. You didn't talk about how Lemillion was an agent of chaos.
I know.
A
I'm
beautiful
sorry. I
agent
know.
of
I'm
chaos.
sorry.
Still
I'm
2
sorry.
bars.
I'm
We're
sorry.
fine.
No.
And then, okay, so cuts away from that, because Dabi and Endeavor, and like after the Haya Nomu fight, Dabi shows up, Hawks is like helping Endeavor, and yeah, he's like, yeah, so,
Hi, Dabi here.
so, I'm gonna just dip. So they do, and then later we get a clip at like some warehouse, and Dabi and Hawks is there to talk to him. We have no idea why, and probably who knows how many stupid theories why, but yeah, that's the episode.
All right. Again, sorry to cut you short there, but just gotta make sure we get.
Watch now. He's gonna go into his rambling about all
You're
this
gonna cut the episode short.
Yeah, this is where it ends. Thank you for watching. But yes, we're the Custodians, so please like, comment,
No, I
subscribe.
gotta cut you off because we're only at 2 out of 3 bars. We gotta get the episode going.
Oh, look at that! He's a smart guy now. All right, let's see him make some jokes. Go, funny guy, make a joke.
I just did.
Anyways, please follow us
This
on
YouTube chat. No, I was kidding.
follow us on Twitch and on Twitter. We stream every Monday and Saturday. The Master Chief Collection on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and on Saturdays we stream our Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke at the same time, and it's going pretty good for both. Gabe is doing the Halo 2 campaign, and we are currently on our way to go beat up another gym leader in our Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke with our good boy Trunks, the Torterra. Now, follow us on Twitter. It's just the best way to stay up to date with all of your Custodians' needs and info. Like, you get updated immediately as videos are posted. Fun things are posted there every now and then, and once in a while I'll post a versus, which is a fun thing to debate and stuff. Links for both will be in the description. Gabe, grab the remote. Joe, give me your arms.
Wait, which one?
Okay.
The longer one.
The long one.
Gabe, you're on button duty.
Again? God. Can't
Ready,
answer the
set,
question.
and plus ultra. That'd be ominous. That close to death.
Yeah.
He's like, is that the Grim Reaper?
Oh!
Fucking A, he just used Fire Spin! He just turned this into a fucking 3D fighting map.
Miracle!
Fuck!
Yo!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Again?
Ujiko. That.
That's not twice as copying.
Well, it's not
No,
copy.
it's a-
It's
it's a
like the
tele-
all
it's a
for one.
teleport.
Mhm.
NG? His real name is NG?
Yeah, we've known that for a while.
Why doesn't he want him to die? God, she is...
She is a goddess, my
Jesus
fuck.
Fucking Christ.
We lose Mikasa and we get the rabbit. The laws of equivalent exchange. That's why I'm strapped. Oh.
So they've been working together for a bit? It was a test.
Okay, so it wasn't supposed to be Endeavor necessarily.
Is he the traitor?
I don't think so.
The boss.
Yeah, no, this is an Aqualad. This is an Aqualad moment. Yeah, I think they're trying to make Hawks their man on the inside.
Government man.
Superhero government. Yeah, I'll be breaking some bones.
Oh my God, is Endeavor going on vacation?
He's earned it. At least like a nice, round of 18 holes. Like just something nice, like a day off at the very least. Maybe not a vacation.
I feel like you'd just destroy the golf course if you did.
Not perfect.
Yeah, like a full ride. Fuck. You can kind of just see it on his eyes.
Oh, damn. Going to visit the family.
A big job. Surviving?
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, this is awkward.
Damn.
So what? Where's the other brother? Yeah.
Big brother
Toya. Toya. Damn! I wish we had our fucking notebooks. So we've got the hero Endeavor down. We just need to get the father Enji.
The Natsu stuff.
Yeah. Get your shit together.
He's a massive man.
Yeah.
Gotta get that double wide door. Once he has to.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the night? This is the night.
Oh, here we go.
He's having it.
Doing this song and dance again.
Ooh, here we go.
The episode is called Vestiges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. You don't got no mouth, cuz.
Feet. Yeah, dude. What? Who's the person in purple?
Tell you one thing. The red one's not Bakugo. It's not.
Looks a fuck ton like him, though.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, he looks like Bakugo, but it's
I
not.
feel like they're doing that on purpose, damn it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dude, we had this before.
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, shit. Oh, this is amazing.
Fucking love this theme. Ah, I see. So he won people over by getting rid of people powers that they don't like and then giving those powers to other people. Which I'm pretty sure something similar was already said. Whoa! Whoa!
Is this it?
Yeah.
So the question, who did he get it from?
Does it really matter? Oh! A singularity point? That's a singularity point.
Whoa. Did he just get his... Wait.
No, I think
Or
it was
is he
just the...
reaching out.
I think he just reached out.
That kind of Rhett, I think kind of got one of his things confirmed.
What?
That he can communicate with the past holders like the Avatar.
Well, I want to see...
More concrete.
Yeah.
Because that was a dream. He was talking to him though. Wow.
Damn, holy shit.
Okay, so...
We had a lot of
So Dabi tried killing Hawks and Endeavor. Like, he straight up was trying to kill them. And then he got stopped.
Well, I told you, Dabi doesn't seem like the person that could just waste a chance like that when you have two top heroes.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
What was he trying to do?
I think he was trying to sell it. Because remember, he and Hawks had already been talking together at that point.
Uh-huh. They've been doing that for a while.
Now, it definitely seems like Hawks is, like, doing more of the work to try and gain their trust.
Mm-hmm.
But I still, it wouldn't necessarily make sense to me for Dabi to just go up there and just incinerate what could possibly be a very useful asset.
Wasn't he trying to kill Endeavor? He wasn't trying to kill Hawks. Wasn't he
You
trying to
said
kill
he was
Endeavor?
going to kill, like...
Sorry, I meant Endeavor, because he was just talking... Like, he acknowledged both of them, but he was trying to kill just Endeavor. Do you have a thingy?
Nah, it's a preview. And it's the thing that he said, you know, like...
He said,
don't
die
yet. Maybe he was planning on killing him, and it was just the fact that he got interrupted by the bunny girl.
He wants to be the one to kill him.
Maybe.
Isn't that what I said? He wants to be the one.
Because I wonder what part this season then jumps to, like, the previous movie.
Yeah, like, where does the movie take place?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely would have taken place afterward. There's gonna be a jump.
Yo!
Probably.
That means Hawks was...
No, Gabe, I'm talking about the previous movie, not movie 3.
Not movie 3.
No, I know. It probably takes place some point, because that movie takes place between 4 and 5, right?
No, it
No.
takes place
5.
in 5.
5? Okay, like I just said, it's probably going to take place between the two parts of this season.
So like, during the second part of this... Well, I mean, there
But
could be three parts of this
after-
season, like in season
Then
2.
when is
It's-
movie 3 gonna happen?
It's gonna take place. Wouldn't it probably after season 5?
If it keeps the trend going. Well, no, because...
The movie is this second movie will...
Two heroes took place, I'm pretty sure, earlier in the timeline than what we were at in the anime. So honestly, the movie 3 could happen...
Have happened already?
I don't think it
No.
already
You mean
happened.
movie 2?
No.
No, movie 3.
Movie
Movie 3
3.
could take place, like, very quickly after movie 2 in the timeline in season 5. It could be season 6. It could be in between season 5 or 6.
No, yeah, movie 3 definitely.
I think movie
Yeah.
2 takes place between... If they're, like, we're just dividing it into parts. Like, it's going to take place after the battle or competition between 1A and 1B. And before shit hits the fan with Gigantomachia and whatever the fuck. Or after that, if there is a third part after that, or before that and before 6. It's going to take place between some stuff. There's going to be a time jump. Like a small
I get,
time jump.
we kind of, discussed the possibility of a villain arc. And so if we had just an arc that was focused on the villains, that would just be the absolutely perfect time to...
Because it's like,
that just happened sometime during this. You weren't paying attention to these guys at this point in time, so it's easy.
Ooh, you know what would be interesting? Getting like a Batman perspective on Stain.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. Like him as like just becoming Stain, like the first year of him being Stain.
Stain year 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds almost more of like just like a spin-off thing, but...
How cool would that be for an arc, though?
Yeah, but
That would be so cool.
I don't know, like, even a villain arc, like, admittedly, is kind of stretching it a little bit. Like, I still think it could happen, but it's not the most likely thing to happen.
Unless we get a perspective.
The closest thing we're
1B
probably gonna get is just more focus on them simultaneously during the next arc. But the League of Villains have significantly more current importance to the story. Especially because there's a bunch of fucking stuff that we don't know about them right now that they have just got. Like, what did he fucking say? God damn it, I wish we had our fucking notebooks. What Dabi said when he was like, Heimdall, open the bridge. Like,
what?
Well, his name was Ujiko.
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 Yeah, isn't that He was talking to Endeavor. He said Ujiko Todoroki.
No,
that's
that's
Enji
Enji
Todoroki. He said Ujiko, like, beam me up.
Oh,
like,
okay, just go back and look. We have a mouse and we can do stuff without fear.
Was it earlier? I think it was.
Yeah, it was before the intro. Yeah, he's all...
Accurate depiction.
He was just fire spin. Also, we just get to see Mirko. Pretty sure that's her name? It's either Mirko or like... No, because Mirio's Lemillion.
Or Bunny Legs.
Mirko?
I think
That's
so.
what he just said.
Yeah, I know. So you said
It's been a long fucking time since I've seen the hero lineup thing.
That's one of us, Mirko.
I'm gonna call her Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Bunny Girl Chan.
Okay, it's loading. Alright. Fucking look at that eye, man. Jesus.
Yeah, so he's attacking the... Oh, so he's attacking Hawks too.
She
I love Dabi's face there. He's like...
Damn, she got them ups, which I guess makes sense.
She's a rabbit.
Ujiko.
Oh, he doesn't even have to say anything else. It's just Ujiko. Like,
so either that's like a code word or that's like...
I'm assuming it's the
person's
name.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
Let's see,
scientist,
it's like,
right?
Got like Ubagawara is twice, Himiko Toga.
Is it the scientist guy, is it?
Or you mean the League of Villains might have got a new member that they then just gave the all-for-one teleportation quirk.
Could be.
Or wait.
It's
is
not
the
a
League of
Nobu.
Villains working with the scientist? They're not.
What?
Are the League of Villains working with the scientist?
Yeah.
Or at least they will be.
Because the movie they work with
in Heroes Rising.
So is this like showing them starting to work with the scientist?
Maybe. I mean, I guess they would have to be. How else? How the hell
Yeah,
else
how
would they get
the
high
Nomus?
end? Yeah.
How else would they get the Nomus?
Nomus, yeah, they don't have that.
So it has to be the
scientist guy, the all for one's like right hand.
Yeah, but he probably has someone that does the teleporting.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't really answer much. No, keep going, just because we want to see what he said afterwards.
See you later, number one.
I'm sure we'll have time to talk someday. Until then, don't die.
Do your best.
That's definitely his kid.
What was his name?
Toya?
Toya?
Dabi is Toya Todoroki.
There's a good possibility.
There's a very high chance.
Dude,
They also he's got the blue eyes.
All roads lead to Toya Todoroki.
He's got the light blue eyes.
We've never. I mean, well, what
Endeavor's.
happened to Toya?
We don't know.
That's the thing.
We don't know. We're missing a Todoroki kid. Natsu acknowledged him and then said, we're not forgiving you everything you did to us, did to Mom, and what you did to Toya. Like, whatever he did.
Darkest possibility. Could Endeavor have driven him to suicide?
Maybe not that. Maybe what if he just, similar with Endeavor's quirk, like if he heats up too much, like what if he literally made Toya like self-immolate for pushing him from so hard?
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Like what if he made him like burn
out?
And that's what all the scars are?
Maybe. Like
fuck.
Like maybe he made him go too hard in training or whatever, and he just.
And if Dabi is Toya, blue fire, just in reality is hotter, so maybe his stamina drained significantly faster
than
at the cost of strength.
And that's why he's like, no.
So maybe Endeavor was like, no, you can keep going, you can keep pushing, and then he just like,
literally combusted.
Damn.
Maybe.
God.
Maybe. I mean that.
Dude,
that seems like something.
Yeah, it's fucking Dabi's Toya.
That's dark as fuck too.
And he has such a fascination with Endeavor. He wants to kill Endeavor.
Well, who wouldn't? You're a League of Villains
I don't know if
member.
it's necessarily such a fascination yet. They've only had one scene together, and they didn't have a single interaction before this the entire season.
No,
he didn't mention Endeavor once.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
We literally had a comment saying that he mentioned him before in previous seasons.
We had two comments saying no, he didn't.
Mentioned Todoroki.
He mentioned Todoroki, not Enji, not Endeavor.
Why did he mention Todoroki then?
Because he was fighting Todoroki at the camp. He does say Shoto Todoroki, so the last name is kind of like, you're a Todoroki, so there could be like the reason I take interest in you is because you're my brother.
I'm still guaranteeing.
But he did not mention Endeavor throughout the entirety of the series until canonically this point. True, we've seen Heroes Rising, but that takes place afterwards. I mean, it does seem like he has an interest in him, at least, but I wouldn't say like it's.
So you don't? Do you not think that Dabi's his kid?
He's not saying that. He's just saying you're like over.
No. I'm moving past. I'm just reiterating.
I said there's a high chance that it probably is.
There's a high chance, and of course we could get a curveball where it's like, Toya, he wanted to be a painter and he moved to Europe. It's just like we get a scene of him in France, and it's just.
It could be.
He's using like his fire to like.
If anything, if Dabi isn't Toya, maybe it is what Rhett was talking about. Like, Toya was like the Shoto before Shoto.
How old?
Like he had ice and fire, and he was being trained, and
he
was being overworked.
Early 40s at the absolute oldest.
What? How old is Endeavor?
Endeavor at the absolute oldest, he's like early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I would even put him at the youngest, like 29 at the absolute youngest. So sweet spot somewhere in the 30s.
Yeah. No, but what if Toya is Toya's not Dabi? What if Toya is dead? Like he had ice and fire.
How old is Natsuo and
Fuyumi?
Yeah,
probably in their.
Fuyumi is teaching.
They're older.
They're in their 20s, right?
Yeah, they have to be.
Shoto's
the youngest.
That means Endeavor's probably in his 40s. What do you mean?
Probably, yeah.
He had to have been in his 40s.
Can we get to my point?
Fine.
Yeah. So Toya was the Shoto before Shoto.
That's great.
He had ice and fire.
Nah.
No, this is.
I'm
going off of what you're saying. How he was driven to suicide.
No, because Toya was still around when Todoroki was training. When Enji was training.
So he didn't commit.
Endeavor was training Todoroki. At least, because again, if Toya popped out of Rei, that's the mom's name, like with the ability to ice and fire, they would have stopped making kids.
No, but I'm saying
because that's exactly what Todoroki. Well, yeah, but that's exactly what Endeavor wanted, was the ice fire combo. So, I think there might be a chance that maybe Endeavor saw him and was like, "Yo, you don't have the combo, but you're still let's work this through." Like maybe his ice power wasn't like super amazing, or maybe his fire power is super amazing.
He had both,
if it is Dabi, then that would make sense because you have blue fire. That shit's whack, bro. So maybe and then maybe maybe he is training him, and maybe no, because he's alive when he starts training Todoroki. So it's maybe he self-immolates, he disintegrates himself or burns himself to the point of people thinking he's dead, and
then maybe thought that was the only way out. Thing that his family.
But I was gonna say if that happens, then I was thinking, well, that happens, and then Endeavor's like, oh no, I need more kids.
Yeah.
Maybe even almost as a coping mechanism, but no, that doesn't work because Toya was alive.
Yeah, no, I think.
Although, where is Toya in the Todoroki family?
He's the oldest.
He's the oldest?
No, you already said our older brother Toya.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
So he was the first.
Yeah.
It was either
it
was either him or Fuyumi.
I bet
I think Natsuo was older than Fuyumi.
I bet it probably.
No, it's Fuyumi the Natsuo.
I think it was Toya, Fuyumi, Natsuo, Todoroki.
Then he was short. Because in that flashback, we saw Natsuo was a full head taller.
Yeah, no, Natsuo was the big boy of the family.
I guess. Okay. Maybe the reason he's small is because he inherited the more physicality of his mom. Natsuo was a big fucking dude because he's he was the son of Endeavor. But maybe the genetic side of the Toya was his mom, so maybe he attributed more of his fucking mom genes.
And Endeavor didn't like that, or you're just stating
yeah. I'm just short. Why he was short.
I can understand that. I guess that could make sense why if Dabi is Toya, why he's so skinny. I'm kind of dead.
What color are Rei's eyes, or Enji's eyes for that matter?
Enji's are light blue.
Oh,
All
I
of them
know
are
Dabi's is light blue. though.
Okay.
That's
All
what
of
I
them
said
are light
earlier.
blue.
They're like they have the same eyes.
All of them are light blue. I'm dead set on Dabi's Toya.
There's a lot of
Well, Todoroki's got one gray eye.
yeah, fucking heterochromia. So Todoroki, he can resist great cold and great
Fire.
heat
Yeah.
on
perishes under normal temperatures.
like to a
Steps in a
point,
room
right?
temperature
To a
room.
point, like to a point, right?
What do you
Like,
mean?
because like he will eventually like overheat himself or like
We don't know.
chill out. No, we know that for a fact with Todoroki. Like that's the reason why he was like starting to lose to Midoriya is because he wasn't using
That's
his
the
fire.
whole purpose of making Todoroki.
Yeah, that was literally the purpose of like
That's
that
why you
combo.
were born.
It's why I created you. So, I wonder if
Dabi couldn't handle, like Toya couldn't handle his own power
maybe
because his fire was so hot, and that's why it was blue. that he couldn't
maybe
handle it.
like Fuyumi or Natsuo have like dual quirk capabilities, but they don't have dual quirk resistance.
Mhm.
So like maybe like because you know Endeavor as like a
They're
fire
vulnerable
quirk
to
user
the others.
has a resistance to fire,
Mhm.
right? I'm assuming Rei as an ice quirk user has a resistance to cold.
Yeah.
So what if not only being able to use the quirks is a thing that can happen, but
Your
being able to
resistance.
like get that kind of like
Double resistance.
bodily.
So are you saying that Natsuo and Fuyumi got the opposite? Like one got fire and one got ice.
I
but
feel like the
neither of
quirk
them
would
got the
come with that
resistances?
resistance. What do you mean? Because, like, okay, so what if I, still being a normal human, could set my finger on fire? Congratulations, I just burned myself. Like, what's the point of the quirk then?
Oh, they might have gotten like a genetic mutation that made them vulnerable to the opposite co-quirk.
What?
So you
No,
got
so, like-
so Endeavor and Rei, they fuck Fuyumi, Natsuo. Natsuo, we'll just because we don't know, he's the big fire guy,
Fire
right?
quirk, fire quirk.
He doesn't have the resistance to like, or he has the resistance to fire, but instead of having also the resistance to cold, he's more vulnerable. To cold.
No. What if in like close to that? I think you're on the right track here.
And then the same thing.
But what
with
if
Fuyumi.
it's he
But it's the
has like
opposite.
the fire power of his father or the ice power of his mother, but
It's not spoilers to know their quirks, right?
well,
We're
we're
assuming-
just bringing this up.
No,
like-
but if we knew exactly their quirks, then we wouldn't be having this debate.
No,
well,
but
no,
we don't.
this
We're-
is just like a theoretical. Like, what if
we're talking about why they were failures.
like or what possibly could have happened to Toya is where I'm leading this to.
We're trying to
So
figure
like
out
if
why they were
say
failures.
he has Fuyumi's ice quirk, but his body is built for a fire quirk. Like it was just that kind of genetic jumble. Like, instead of getting his father's eyes and his mother's hair or whatever, he got his mother's got his mother's or father's
like he could control fire, but he was resistant to ice.
yes.
And then the same thing with Fuyumi. She could
Or and
control
vice
ice,
versa.
but she was resistant to fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is wrong.
You just like min-maxed incorrectly and
Exactly.
you fucked it up.
Mm-hmm. Just like Brick.
Brick is absolutely not a
Mid-max.
I mean, we don't even
Oh, no,
necessarily know if that's
sorry, not Brick.
possible.
Laurel. Laurel's a mid-max.
We don't even necessarily know if that's like
And that's completely out of context. No one's gonna know what the fuck you're talking
Don't
about.
worry
not
about
even
it.
a little bit. Not even a
Don't
little
worry
bit.
about it.
Hey.
Like, could it be possible that quirks could work like that?
I think so. There's gonna be genetic fuck-ups.
I mean, it's
Makes
almost
sense,
certainly more. I mean, these were just hypotheticals. Obviously, I'm more willing to believe that Natsuo and Fuyumi either have really pathetic
Can
fire
we search this
or
up?
ice quirks, or
Search
they're
up
just
what?
they're just quirkless. I think that might be a spoiler.
Yeah, no, wait, Joe.
What,
are you trying
Natsuo's quirk? How was that a spoiler?
to the note to figure out the reason as to why they were considered failures in Endeavor's eyes? I feel like it's kind of a spoiler.
Well, no, because like
I feel like they've been over this before.
we know that they're a failure, and
no, but we don't know as to the reason why. Like, why did he keep trying after? That I feel like that's a spoiler. Joe, stop it.
It's literally just an ice quirk.
okay,
His is just
and,
an ice quirk.
And his Fuyumi's just fire.
it could just be quirkless.
Dude, the odds.
Nah.
20%.
No.
There's
No.
no
At any
way.
rate, even if they had, unless it's like a really badass fire or ice quirk individually, they would have been a failure.
Which is probably what Toya's was. He was probably
Yeah,
had
she-
the blue flame.
Yeah, no, she's also an ice quirk.
Also, they were both ice users.
Which
They're both ice quirks.
So and Toya probably was a fire user.
probably.
Hey, I mean, so they got a. What's the spread here?
I mean, in the flashback, his hair was red.
No, and it's covering his eyes.
He might have just dyed it like Kirishima did. He had black hair, dyed
His
it red.
dad's hair is red.
No, but he had black hair and then he dyed it red.
What?
Kirishima.
So?
I'm saying it's probably like Kirishima.
You're
Kirishima
saying that the
had
guy
black
who
hair.
has the genetic gene for red hair dyed his hair red?
No, dyed his hair black. I'm saying it's like Kirishima.
Oh,
The flip.
you're saying if Toya is Dabi.
Yeah, because I'm dead set
Yes.
that Toya's Dabi.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was related. Yeah, that's what I was.
I was just saying, like, if maybe the color hair denotes the power. Because, like,
No.
Natsuo, white hair, Fuyumi, white with, like,
Little bits of red.
little, like, red tips. So maybe she can, like,
Frosted,
kind of
fiery
heat up
tips,
a little bit.
Fiery tips.
And then, but Toya, he had red hair in the flashback, so that's Dad's hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's Shoto? I'm telling you, the quirk comes from the hair. That's the only logical explanation.
The first All for One or One for All had white hair. Midoriya's got green hair. So
They're not related though.
I'm trying to debunk his theory.
Failure.
If it was
abject,
doesn't
failure.
that mean that the quirk would reject them if they don't have white hair?
No, because that's remember he had to eat All Might's hair, so it's a direct translation.
This doesn't work.
See?
No.
See?
No.
Yeah, it works.
No.
Quirk hair theory. There we go.
No.
It's all in the hair.
I mean, there's the long hair
Do
theory.
we have any bald characters?
In the show?
Yeah. Do we have anybody who's bald? Who has a quirk?
I don't know.
All for One is bald now,
Does
but he wasn't.
Orca count?
No. He's a whale.
What about ectoplasm?
He's a ectoplasm. He's a ghost.
Does he have hair?
Ghosts?
Does he have hair?
Maybe.
No, he's bald.
He's got peg legs.
We don't know if he had he has peg legs. Your move. But on like the Hawks thing.
Also, yeah, we have her now.
Yeah, she's awesome.
God, she's hot.
She's buff as shit.
Jesus, her legs.
So Hawks.
Yeah.
And Dabi specifically stated, you're not, what did he say? Did he say you're not ready to meet the big guy, or I'm not letting you see the big guy?
I think he said you're not ready to meet him yet.
I'm not letting you see him yet.
Which, obviously, I would be very skeptical of Dabi if he was just like, sure, number 2 hero, come on down.
By boss, does he mean the scientist or Shigaraki?
Shigaraki.
Okay.
Shigaraki's the boss.
Dude, Shigaraki better have his red jacket now.
Dude, he better be repping the shoes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Fucking Nikes.
Just give everybody long trench coats, and they're great. They look cool.
Dabi whipped up that fire circle really fucking quick.
Yeah, he just went. Hey, damn.
Although, I guess he is fucked up, but you would think that if this was Toya Todoroki, Endeavor might be like, oh, that kind of guy looked just a little bit familiar to someone that I created.
We also did see he was bleeding at the end.
He cried like a tear of blood, or either that or just the scene.
Maybe the staples. Maybe it is
just like the staples.
No. So this is if Toya's Dabi. He got the blue fire. His dad tried to work with it to make it strong because it was so powerful. It fucked up, literally blew back in his face, and his body became all scarred. And the whole reason why he's got all the stitches and staples
because it's literally dead, charred skin.
Yeah, and he's trying to piece parts of him skin that wasn't burnt back together.
Okay.
That would be really fucked up.
So his fire would char his skin. Because his body just literally cannot handle that level of rapid heat.
No. It was he could handle it, but it was the incident of him getting overworked and that literally blew up in his face. Okay. And he got mutilated and fucked up from his own quirk usage.
Blew up in his face?
Yeah,
I'm just assuming
his dad overworked him.
Not it actually more of just I'm losing control, or this is painful. Please, Dad, let me stop.
Yeah.
That kind of.
His dad overworked
not an actual
him.
Classic Endeavor moment.
Yeah, not like Bakugo.
Yeah, he literally.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what the whole staple or stitching and staples are.
Maybe that makes sense. Either that, or maybe he is doing his absolute best to.
Dude, he would smell the fucking worst.
Oh, he would smell so bad.
He's just walking around with charred skin.
Yeah,
that's
gross.
disgusting.
That's
yeah, that's disgusting.
Sorry, that's I don't know. I just remembered that at the end, how Dabi was. he was all like, edge, you know.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Endeavor needs to do? Like, do you think that Endeavor can
be the number one hero?
Not the number one hero.
Be a father.
Be the father for the Todoroki family. Do you even think he can go back to that role? Or do it in a way that he should have been doing it since the beginning?
I mean, okay, so a bad deed doesn't wash away a good. But the same goes the other way. A good deed doesn't wash out the bad. And he did a lot of bad shit.
He did a lot of bad shit.
Abused his children, abused his wife. Like, so, I mean, maybe they're not going to forgive him. They can't. For everything they did to the mom.
No.
Like, literally beat her, drove her into a mental state, scarred the child. Whatever happened with Toya.
Ray scarred Todoroki. But you could say that that's because of...
Yeah.
That's because of Enji.
He drove her insane, you know, so... Does he want to be a father? Yes. Does he want to make amends? Yes. Is it possible?
Well,
maybe.
I think he will, actually. I mean, it's to flip around kind of his character, right? Because he's worked his whole life to be number one and neglected his family. But now he's finally number one and realizing he doesn't really have, a future if he doesn't,
Not to mention, he got to the number one spot in a way that he didn't want to. So now he's like, now what? I did all this.
He knew he never was going to get number one anyways.
Yeah, it was always like that's why he made Todoroki.
Yeah,
that's why he had this whole fucking thing start in the beginning, is because he knew he would never catch up to All Might.
No, but I'm saying now he's reached a point where he became the number one hero, but he didn't do it in the way that he wanted to. So now he feels guilty for all the things that he did for something that he didn't know was going to happen. He didn't think he was going to become the number one hero, more or less this way. So now he's looking back at it and goes,
none of that.
I didn't need to do any of it, because if I had known I was going to become the number one hero anyways, I may or may not have done it.
Nah, because he specifically didn't even want to become the number one hero this way. I don't think him becoming...
So you think he would, if he knew that he was going to become the number one hero because All Might lost his powers, he still would have done this?
At the beginning of the series? Possibly, yes. Because he even stated, it wasn't about, if I wanted to be the number one hero, I could have just been nice. I could have just been, a good TV, personality. It wasn't about being the number one hero. It was about being number one. Mm-hmm. Being the best.
Being the strongest.
Mm-hmm. And so having, having the knowledge that he would never have been able to do that, think about, when Bakugo won the U.A Sports Festival.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fucking want it. This is, this wasn't a victory. If he knew that, if Bakugo knew from the beginning that's how that fight would turn out, he either would have kicked Todoroki's ass right at the beginning, before anything even starts,
mm-hmm.
or he would have just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He obviously feels guilty.
He does, absolutely. And he's doing his best to atone, but can he... Atonement and... atonement and forgiveness are two very different things. Can there actually be a future where he walks into that house and people are,
probably
sitting down to... Not even smiling, but just sitting down to eat dinner with him?
Maybe that. Do I think they're ever going to forgive him? No.
Because Fuyumi, bless her heart, she's trying.
She's really trying. Shoto is, Todoroki's trying too. Mm-hmm. He's seeing his mom again. He's obviously not forgiving his dad, but at least he's spending time with him. But Natsu's not having any of it.
Which makes me wonder, what was Natsuo's upbringing like? Because if he's the oldest, or no, it was
second youngest.
We said that Toya was the oldest. Second.
It went Toya, Fuyumi, Natsu.
That we believe. I mean, but Fuyumi, Toya might be... not Toya. Fuyumi and Natsu might be really close anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Because Natsuo's in college, Fuyumi's teaching, so there could be a 2-year...
Yeah, so
maybe he had kind of going back to he grew up big, he grew up strong, and he was considered the first real failure. He was closer to Endeavor than Toya was. And
how? So he has an ice quirk.
No, but I'm in terms of looks and stuff.
So you're saying he had the build for it, but
I
not
look
the
exactly
power?
like my father, but he
I don't know,
still
because
didn't
with what he
acknowledge
was
me.
saying, I think Natsuo was like the biggest failure in terms of like, because
you were so much like me.
No.
Like
No. Like, not even just like me. It's just like, you're just a failure. I'm not gonna spend any time with you, like at all. Not as a father. Not as like even like
Wasn't
the
he
hero.
like that with
Endeavor.
any of his kids?
Yeah, but like, before he even like, I'm sure there might have been like Fuyumi, maybe let's keep let's work on this a little bit. Nah, you're not. Like maybe it was like immediately apparent with Natsuo, and so because what did Natsuo say? Like that was the first thing that like got him really ticked off. He was like, I just found out that Todoroki likes Soba. I just found that out.
Because like they never got to spend time together.
They never got to spend time together and it did seem like Natsuo got to play with like Fuyumi and Toya, which again, if something did happen to Toya, maybe Natsuo blames Endeavor for it. But like it seems like Natsuo's like more like biggest issue is kind of what Endeavor did to his family members, less what Endeavor did to him. Because it seems like all like that's what he says. He's like all the shit you did to mom, Totoro, like Shoto, Toya. Like he doesn't even really like bring himself up in that. It's just like he had to be the person who watched all this shit happen to his family members, and he couldn't do anything.
He became the father figure.
Maybe he was like the person who would console like Toya, Fuyumi.
Because of the fact that he was immediately shut down.
Maybe because he wasn't the person who I doubt he would console like Shoto, because he never got to see Shoto. He would
always be working with him. But he would have done it with
Imagine
Toya
living in the same house as one of your immediate family members and never ever getting to see them for longer than possibly
a couple minutes
a day.
Yeah.
Like that's fucked.
Mm-hmm. God, Endeavor really was not a good person.
No, he was not.
Fucking A.
Like
we already knew this.
Really fucking love Endeavor. I really love Endeavor.
We knew this, but we like the character arc that he's getting. But other people just straight out outright hate Endeavor, but like no,
he's trying, man.
Like if you like Vegeta, then you have no reason to not like Endeavor. Like Vegeta is like literally super space Hitler times Satan compared to Endeavor. But
and he got redemption.
Imagine if fucking not Sozin, but Ozai had like an arc that because similar paths.
Ozai is no. Ozai is so much fucking worse.
No, I know he's worse, but he's like only cared about his kids being strong, and didn't care about Zuko because he was weak and wasn't good. Literally beat the shit out, like scarred him and banished him
in front of a public crowd.
Yeah,
and banished him from his birthright and his home country until he found something that was unfindable.
Like he could learn something from they're somewhat similar.
Yeah, you're right. They're somewhat similar. Their son has a scar,
this was a literal
and
comment.
they both have fire. I'm pretty sure that's
no.
what the similarities
I'm talking
are.
about like the dynamic that they have with their family.
No.
Yes.
No. It's so fucking different.
Ozai didn't marry what's her face just to make strong kids. Ursa to make strong kids.
No, I'm talking about how he raised his kids.
So different.
No.
Like Azula would be the Todoroki, and even then, Azula fucking loved it.
It doesn't. No, Gabe, it doesn't.
I'm talking about the process of how he raised his kids.
They're
it's
different.
similar.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
It's not.
It's really.
Why are you
not.
getting angry with this? It's literally
because
not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Explain how.
Okay. I already said it. The way that Endeavor was raising his kids, he only acknowledged those that were strong, and if you were not strong or good at what you were doing, he pushed you to the side. Didn't give a shit about
Not
you.
about being strong. About purely having the fire ice quirk.
And being strong. Even if you did and weren't strong with it, he wouldn't give a shit about you anymore. He would try and make another dual one that was stronger.
No. If you had the ice and fire quirk, you were golden. If you had the ice and fire quirk, if Toya had the ice and fire quirk,
there wouldn't be a possibility that even if you had both, that you wouldn't be as strong as you could be with both?
No, because then that's where the training comes in.
That was a whole...
No, but what if that doesn't work? What if the training doesn't do anything?
What?
Like, you can't reach your full...
Todoroki didn't come out of the womb making skyscraper-sized ice...
I'm not saying...
If Toya had the ice and fire quirk, Toya would have been the only child. Unless, of course, there was something unbelievably defective in the ice and fire quirk. Like, he can only use it in his pinky toes. Like, then that would be like a...
Okay, you want to know how they're similar? They both had favorites. There we go. They both had favorites. That's the similarities. They both had literally had favorite children.
And even then, the way that they handled said favorites
favorite
were very
for
different.
the wrong reason. For different reasons.
And their upbringings were very different, because Zuko had Iroh.
I forgot I said anything.
I will, because it's wrong.
I will.
Okay, anyway, we also appreciate that hilarious look Shoto gave Endeavor about nice scar.
Oh my gosh, it's like, oh yeah, that was a shame.
Nice scar, buddy.
That was awkward.
Slurp. Fucking, and...
Father like son.
Then there's the...
and it's on the same side, too.
It is. They're
twinning. They're twinsies.
They're father sonning.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, they're twinning.
Fuyumi's very attractive.
That was just random.
That was random. I'm sorry, I was just thinking I didn't say it at the time because it was kind of a tense scene. But, you know, I just came back to me. She is not ugly. Then, see, at the beginning of the episode was Dabi. That moving forward was... Aizawa escorted Todoroki, or Shoto, to... There's a lot of Todorokis in this scene. Shoto to his house. So, they are still on mega, you don't get to go where you're going by yourself mode. Which, that makes sense, you know? Yeah,
well, it's nice to see that, you know, they're obviously following up on that.
Then, on to kind of the next big development. Midoriya.
Yeah, we got...
The namesake of the episode.
We got to see their past, like, what happened.
Like, what happened. Like,
well, a little bit more of what happened.
We knew that One for All, or All for One gave One for All to him.
Or it gave him the stockpiling quirk that combined with the quirk to pass on quirks.
But we didn't know.
Imagine being that person. Just they take your quirk, then you know you can stockpile quirks, and that person never got to use it.
Nope, never got to use it.
Never got to know what happened.
It's also really interesting. We kind of had like ideas and little glimpses into how All for One.
And they gave a specific thing. I said, "Hey, you're only at 20%."
Yes, they did,
and that's why he's probably like only the eyes and like his arm.
That's
20% of his body.
Yeah, that's probably it. So once he starts, which brings up more questions. What about the other two?
The two that weren't. You mean
that
Bakugo and?
It's not.
Dude, he looks so much like Bakugo.
I don't.
Why
care.
don't you think it's Bakugo?
Because it literally cannot be.
I know because it got.
Unless there's time travel. No. Just saying it there. No time travel.
Time travel quirk.
Oh, well, Eri... No! That's not how Eri works. Eri's not a time machine. Eri is a fountain of youth.
And plus, that hasn't even happened yet anyways, probably chronologically, if we're looking at that movie with Bakugo getting one for all. But he's
with season 4, yeah, probably not.
Well, no, remember in Heroes Rising when Bakugo got...
Yeah, I know.
So that can't be like... If
with season 4, yeah, that can't work with... You just said it wouldn't be able to work with season 4, right?
What?
With season 5. No.
Oh, they were talking about season 4 with Eri.
Two heroes, Bakugo. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I was just saying Eri in general. Like, what if Eri, like, further down the line, she masters a quirk so she can, like, kitty pride people back in time. No. And so, no. Bad dog. But it's not Bakugo. So who is it? It's some guy who looks like Bakugo.
Ooh, maybe one of the holders had a quirk like this. Like, what he's seeing is one of the quirks that one of the holders had.
like a fucking... Like, introspective quirk?
Yeah.
How would you even... Because that would only kind of be useful if you have other consciousnesses to talk with, unless you're just, like, in a void. But, maybe?
I mean,
Probably
that would
not.
explain why this is happening at all.
I think it's much more just to deal with
The stockpiling?
the all for one.
Why
The
can't
one for all.
Why can't Midori just be like, yo, what are those guys? Like, right away. Like, well, he's got to develop.
Oh I'm having these thingies.
Can he speak?
Oh, he can't speak.
Not yet.
So maybe he can, like...
Damn it, Midoriya, get 30%. You'll get, like, your upper lip. Just like,
Where is all for one?
But what about what they say? They said, like, the
Intarted.
singularity point? What
yeah,
was it?
like, what the fuck is that?
Maybe it has something to do with Quirk singularity theory?
Is
What
that
is
the
Quirk's
theory
singularity
that
theory?
they is that not the theory where they just get stronger as they
Generations
get
go on, combining quirks.
past? Is that the thing, singularity theory?
Yeah, that's Quirk.
Oh, and that eventually the whole world will be destroyed because of that.
The quirks will be too powerful for people to use, and they'll, like...
No, it has to be a different singularity.
What do you
Maybe.
Say, what do you say again specifically about the singularity point? Is that you're
It's
not
like-
at it yet?
Or we just got to the singularity, I think. So, like, maybe the reason why... Because All Might said, like, in my early days, there was, like, some things like this. So, like, maybe maybe the quirk needed to get so powerful that, like, it kind of developed the quirk itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, now, Midoriya can get all these, like, vestiges to, like, talk to. Like, what if, like, the avatar state wasn't something you could rely on immediately, and you needed to build up, like, a few avatars needed to die first?
Or the one that held that quirk to be able to do that needed to accept you. Like
If it's a quirk.
Each of that, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, maybe it's like, maybe that is what the whole thing is. Like, you know, getting like, oh, you don't immediately have all the quirks. Each of the holders need to accept, like, they can accept you as a whole for saying, yeah, you have all for one. Or one for all.
So,
but each of the holders have to accept you to be able to give you their quirk.
let's say one for all is a super, like, it's like a Crisis 3. It's like a game that was made for consoles 5 generations into the future. Like,
You can't run Crisis.
Like, you can't run Crisis. Like, so the earlier, you know, gaming consoles, let's say, like, you know, the Gen, like, 3 console couldn't run Crisis. Like, it couldn't do that. And so when it passed its, you know, shit over to the next generation of consoles, and it passed Crisis over, like, the specs were closer, but it still couldn't run Crisis. So we finally get to Midoriya, our current gen, next gen console. It can finally run Crisis.
But there's no games.
No, Crisis is the only game.
Oh.
It can finally run Crisis, so you get to unlock all of Crisis's abilities. So, like, maybe the software was always there, but now, like, the quirk itself has gotten the hardware needed.
But why? Why 9?
Bakugo.
You know what they say about 9? It's 2 more than 7.
What did I say about 8?
It's not as good as 9. Like, because All Might, he was getting close, at least if this theory's correct, because he was saying, like, in my early days I would get kind of shit like this, but it's kind of pittered out. So, like, maybe, like, it's finally gotten to the point where it's, like, the quirk itself, like, the quirk as, like, a physical thing inside the body has, like, developed enough to be able to withstand the software of the Vestiges.
I mean, is there a limit to the stockpiling quirk itself? Is 9 the limit?
Is 9 the limit? I guess. Well,
But I mean, Midori didn't add a quirk to it.
no, he didn't.
And
how many of them were
Toshinori
quirkless?
didn't either.
No, he didn't. Like, how many possible quirks could he get? Like, we don't...
Damn, of all the people, you fucking idiots. You get a stockpiling quirk, you keep giving it to quirkless shits. What? You could have a living nuclear bomb.
Maybe that's why they're kind of trying to find quirkless people. Like, only every now and then do we add a quirk and power
To
it up.
avoid this singularity theory.
Singularity theory. Oh, yes, you're going to turn into a black hole.
No,
like, quirk singularity
quirk
Armageddon
singularity
theory, whatever.
Not that singularity.
Not the actual singularity.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you are
but I
a
call it
singular point with no
singularity
width, length, or height.
Point.
Like, it's just, like... Think of it like...
Come on, engineer.
Think of it like...
This is not an engineer's job. Some astrophysicist. Some shit.
You can't do astrophysics?
Can you?
No, that's why I'm asking you.
Star goes in sky. Astrophysics. But like, I guess that would make sense as to why like Midoriya, like it would also make sense if Midoriya does have multiple quirks, why he's the only one who has been able to use them as far as we've known. Like, they weren't able to run Crisis yet. Now they can run Crisis, so he gets to, like, 5 teraflops, the quirk.
How many of them have quirks?
Well, how many do we know are not
What did
anything?
Nana have?
We don't know.
Like,
was she quirkless too? How many were quirkless?
I imagine All Might would have mentioned it, where it's like, I was quirkless too. He might have said, my master was as well. Like, you don't have to worry about being quirkless.
Can Midoriya just get a proper sit down with All Might?
That'd be fucking amazing. Where it's like, okay, first one. So we know for a fact that the first one, All Might
was All for One,
and
brother.
Obviously Midoriya are not adding anything to it because we know that like nothing special is coming from the first one aside from
the stockpile.
Yeah. So we have the second, third,
so
fourth,
that leaves
fifth,
5
and sixth.
So that leaves 5.
5 possibilities.
5 possible quirks.
Mm-hmm.
If there is...
Obviously, at least one of them has to have one.
I mean, if this is following that reasoning or whatever that the first holder said about, oh, you're at 20%, and how you actually can, like, has some hand, has a... Those people are scratched out because they never even knew.
Yeah, they never even knew.
They were never 0%.
Like they were forced. The quirk was forced upon them.
Why would?
Or they at least they never trained it.
Yeah, or like they never realized.
Or they never wanted it. They got it and then they immediately went, no, I don't want this. Gave it to someone else. Until they finally gave it to what would be the 4th person. Where
Assuming that those are 2 and 3.
Assuming that they're 2 and 3.
Yeah, I guess because they're not in order.
They're not in order.
God, why can't shit just be?
I feel like they just do that on purpose. Like, why are the second and third like that?
Are they the second and third?
Sort of like the people like right before Nana. Like, what? What is this?
Because that gold one's obviously that's like an All Might.
Yeah.
Unless they're the 2 after Midori. No, I'm just kidding. Unless
Lily wouldn't make any sense.
I know, I'm kidding.
This isn't Attack on Titan.
I'm kidding.
Okay. There's no
future
paths.
times.
There's
then there'd have to be more than 9 on the line.
But why is there?
Unless you can get voted off the island.
What?
Like,
Why is there 9?
Because
there's 9
there's
holders.
9 holders.
I thought Midori was 8.
No.
9. All Might's 8. Nana's 7. Shigaraki 6.
Blah, 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 blah,
7.
blah, 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 blah.
Nana's 7. And then something is number 1. Have we gotten like All for One's name?
Nope. All we know is that
That's like Kim.
His whole thing was
Kimura.
that he would take people's quirks and then give them to other people.
Oh yeah, as I was
That was a pretty strong favor.
Yeah, like
It's like-
he found 2 people. One person that had a quirk
Like
that made
suffering.
him ugly, and everyone was rejecting him. And he had one person who didn't have a quirk but got
who felt
bugged
powerless,
by people
who
got
wanted to defend
quirks.
himself.
And he literally swapped them. He took this guy's quirk and
But
gave it to
but
him.
it manifested differently.
It
Much
did.
differently.
It would have. I was thinking that it was gonna like just be the jaws, but no, he was getting like spikes.
Could it be that he just gave him a different quirk, or do quirks manifest differently upon like
Maybe.
taking them and giving
But he
them?
just gave him a different quirk.
I mean, it could be like, oh, I'll just take the jaw thing for a different day.
Because who knows how
How-
many quirks All for One had stockpiled at that point?
Again, hold on. Maybe if like my software hardware theory is correct,
the
maybe
crisis
there
theory?
is like a max to All for One. Like maybe he's had like the super giga shit teraflops PC that can do 9K resolution and shit and can process like the fucking missions to Mars.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, and so he's been able he's the kilobyte games, back in the first generation of games, he's been like doing all that shit, and like he's been able to have like hundreds of those kinds of quirks. But then like we get the Call of Duty, which is 1,000 gigabytes, and he can only have like 2 or 3 of those downloaded. Like, the stronger the quirk, maybe the fewer he can have.
Unless it's literally like a computer where he has to get rid of some to make room for some, depending
Which
on how
kind of would
strong they
make sense for why the Nomus
exist.
Because it's just like, what do you can't just give a quirk to nothing, and you don't want to just give it to something that's not...
I mean, I guess not. That would make sense. Because, like... No.
What?
Because I was about to say, like, what if Nomus... I don't know, somehow used to be people, and that they wanted this?
No, they did. Nomus used to be people.
They were?
Yeah, in season 1, we find out that the first Nomu used to be this one guy with, like, big lips, and, like, his body was just completely fucked.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the big Nomu
Mhm.
guy. Because then they do, like, a DNA sample.
Yeah. Or he had, like, multiple DNA.
Like, I wonder if these people were abducted or purely, like, they wanted power, and then All For
could
One's
be
like,
both.
cool, you can be my,
Maybe in the
he was
early
already
days it was only willing people, but as he grew powerful,
He was
just
getting
like, yeah, you're an orphan,
volunteers.
come here.
He was. I mean, you saw it. People were going to him for like, hey, give me.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and he could and he was like, oh, you owe me a favor now. You owe me a debt, and he's like, yeah, I'm forever in your debt. And he was like, yeah, I'm taking advantage
Like
of these people.
people
but I'm
who
doing it for
people who
their
went
good.
against him were killed by his supporters without him even saying anything.
Yeah.
They were just like he was just like they just did something that I would want them to do. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, he definitely would have
Like that was the
had
start of his
volunteers
like
be like say he, has someone who doesn't have a quirk and gives them a quirk, and they get strong, and he's like,
It's amazing
you
how, like...
owe me a favor now, because they like volunteered. Like,
and unlike a bunch of
then
other
they became
dumber
members.
villains, he always has the ace in his sleeve where it's like, oh shit, you're actually kind of stronger than I was expecting. Like he can just take it back. Like I remember watching Ben 10. This is the third reference to that. Vilgax was like, I'll create an army of Omnitrix. And I'm like, Ben can like beat you. You want to create an army of these guys? Like, what if one of them's like
Turncoats.
I don't like you. Like,
Speaking of Ben 10, just super even more off topic. I saw a thing like, oh, who would win between Ben 10 and Goku? It's like, well, Ben 10 could technically.
Goku's
copy
more
Goku.
powerful.
No,
Goku's more powerful.
Ben 10 could.
He couldn't do that without like taking DNA.
No, but like he could, because if he did,
I'm saying Ben 10 would win through his unbelievable amount of hacks.
No, I'm just saying.
Back on topic.
He could take. He could
No more
reach
of
the
that.
full potential of the
Shush.
Saiyan.
Shush.
He probably wouldn't be able to copy the transformations. Just the Saiyan. He would have to work to become Super Saiyan.
But I find it interesting that, like, in an era, right, because, like, the quirk theory, whatever, they get stronger as they go on, that you had these types of quirks very early on pop up.
Like, what the fuck can get stronger than something?
Like, what kind of fucking outlier is that? Like, okay, like, who are the parents of All For One?
That's a great question.
And then, like, before
Who knows?
that,
Who
like,
gave him his
Because All
quirk?
For One was part of the first generation, right?
I guess.
So
yeah.
he could have just been one of the spontaneous.
He was the outlier of his generation, because like you got the
Yeah,
first
dude, he won the lottery.
the first person who had a quirk is all they did was glow, and since he was a part of that generation, you have like all
I'm
these
a start a religion.
all these super duper minor quirks,
Instantly.
and then you've got him where it's like I can take away your quirks and I can give them too. It's like if that starts to become the norm of each generation, and that's incredibly powerful. What is what is beyond that?
I'm still just hung up on the fact how this one person had a stockpiling quirk.
Like, what are the Omega?
What
are the Omega level quirks?
All For One's quirk is unbelievably busted.
So
in
maybe it's
practice,
but
in like concept, it's not the most bombastic thing. Like super fuck what
I can
kind
take
of power.
away your quirk and give it to
I
other
take
people?
your power or I give power.
Dude,
Like,
what if All
'cause
For One took away Ares' quirk?
He's only as
Shut up.
He's only as powerful as the quirks around him. Sure, he can get like a fuckload of them and he can start combining them. But if they're all just I got sharper teeth, like his quirk, the reason it's so fucking unbelievably broken is because quirks themselves got more and more powerful. So
did
he
he.
got more and more powerful to just an exponential degree.
My question is if he was the Omega level mutant of his generation, what's going to become like the Omega level mutant of this generation or
All For
future
One.
generations?
All For One.
Would it still be All For One?
Still All For One.
No, yeah, because he can just get.
Again, he's
stronger
the
quirks.
modular.
Well, because Joe was like, "Oh, what are the outliers supposed to be of this generation?"
No,
Like,
you
what
know,
would
9 just his thunder.
but
That was
the fucking dragon thing.
I don't know, just his lightning.
I feel like that was given. Which thing was given?
No,
No, there was-
lightning was his base quirk. That was
Okay.
the quirk he had
Okay,
first.
yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Controlling Wolfram, having the ability to control metal. That was pretty solid.
But he only was able to do crazy shit when he had
going back to stockpiling Quirk, like where could if that person like lineage, right, passed down generation to generation, but not having been stolen, it just stockpiles. Who knows how many generations later, like how strong that person's line could have been, but All for One's like yoink.
Like, can you imagine how strong All for One would be if he took One for All?
He wouldn't be able to be stopped.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Unless there's like some heroes in America that are just either unbelievably powerful or have crazy level of hacks. Like, cut off the neuron.
But I feel like
him, in your brain.
would he be able to take it? Because like there's requirements, or to be like an eternal like battle in his head now.
I feel like the Vestiges would work as like an antivirus software, or like a fucking
like in the
firewall.
future when you have Midoriya fighting Shigaraki, because my theory is that Shigaraki is going to try and take All for One, or he does, and like he's like, yeah, I have it now, and it's like and it's like they don't accept
it's like Megan and Simon.
Yeah, exactly.
In
we just started watching Injustice. It's great. He's like, I'm stronger than you. No, you're not.
I don't think it would be Midoriya and like Shigaraki in the astral plane fucking punching each other. I think it would be literally the Vestiges
beating the shit out of Shigaraki.
Yeah, because like this is the first time a Quirks had like other people. Like All for One's gonna roll up and it's just be like,
what the fuck?
Yo.
Hey, yo, why is there more than one of y'all?
You get the bearded guy just come and break his legs. You ain't got no Quirks in here, bitch.
Starts putting like nails under his toe and starts smashing them into doors.
I'm sorry. We ain't letting you go. No, but yeah.
All Might's got a gun.
You think I have some Small Might now? I'm gonna let you get up on me. I'm gonna roll up on you with my fucking homies and I'll break your kneecap.
I'm Brett.
Midoriya's got like a baseball bat. Shit.
Hyper regenerate from this.
Brett 50 cal Mike, his head just turns into a
Can Midoriya only get these? No. I was gonna say, can Midoriya only get these through like sleep or like a very deep like stupor? But
do you mean his quirks?
No, these Vestiges. Well, I guess maybe because while he was like completely awake, he was in a trance. Yeah, with which Shinzo.
Would Shinzo be able to communicate with them?
No, but if the requirements is like Midoriya can't be like fully conscious, like this is like a lucid dream like only kind of unlock. It worked when the last time Midoriya was under Shinzo's mind control or brainwashing. That was the first time he saw all these Vestiges, and he was powered up, and they helped him, break out of it. So if that happens again, this time with far greater control, maybe that's what causes the fucking we saw from the trailer.
You think all for one would be interested in Shinzo's quirk?
Yes.
Dude, they just respond to you and then they immediately submit to you?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
He would, like, that's probably top 5. If I was All for One and I knew that quirk existed, I'd be going after it.
I'm just like on an Amazon order list. I'm like, scrolling.
Add to cart.
Okay.
Well, that's
see what I think though, but like
All
for One had to be wary of those. He had to take
2 for the price of 1.
So many like not quite as strong quirks and make a combo out of it because he had to do it under the wraps. Because if like a top 7 hero just disappeared.
Yep.
Like this, what?
Not to mention, like, he was absolutely, like, All for One is absolutely, without question, significantly weaker now than he was when All Might fought him.
For sure.
The first time.
Well, yeah, they were both weaker.
They are both unbelievably weaker. Even if we take what All Might said in the USJ fight as fact, that's a 60 times difference. Can you imagine 60 All for One? Just in the same place?
When he was already that powerful.
Just one of them. Like,
God, he's so busted.
The only thing that like might make me think that it's not necessarily a quirk thing with Midoriya, like a new quirk thing, is because if it's like something really big, we have Aizawa there on standby.
Yeah, because he is there looking at him.
I guess depending on where they are, because these are big facilities.
What if
and
All For One
Aizawa's
got
thing
Aizawa's
doesn't work
quirk?
through like monitors and shit.
Would he be able to use Aizawa's quirk?
No.
He doesn't have eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'd be pointless.
It'd be pointless. Yeah, he won't be able to use it unless, of course, he gets Dupli Arm's quirk.
And he can grow
Shoji's?
Yeah.
Because then he would never have to turn the quirk off. He
If
could have
the
one
other
eye blank, one eye blank.
Just have a massive no quirk zone around him and then proceed to pimp slap anybody next to him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
They
and then he
just kept-
combines. He has Shinzo's quirk, and then he has the guy from the Shia Hasaikai quirk,
like,
who
tell
forces
the-
you to speak, like tell the truth.
Well,
That's
about
a lot
your
of broken intel quirks in one.
No, he'd be like, what did you have for breakfast? You'd be forced to tell him cornflakes, and then the moment you respond, you're brainwashed.
Cornflake.
Fuck.
Cornflake.
Now that is a combo. Jesus Christ.
All for one. Come on, bro.
Like, come on, I could be you better.
Come on.
That's nuts.
But it's also kind of, we didn't have a single piece of setup for the 1B stuff.
Not yet.
I feel that's probably gonna be next episode. That introduction to like maybe the 1A versus 1B.
Which makes you wonder, are we going to get the Endeavor Hawk stuff in congruence with our 1B, 1A stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be the next arc? Or possibly, like, if there's three
Because
arcs.
like, how many episodes are we probably gonna get out of this arc, right? Like, how many's normally per arc?
20.
I honestly can't tell you. Off the top of my head.
20 episodes?
Well, hold on. We can check.
If the TV wants to turn on.
Element Electronics. This is not sponsored. Obviously. Come on. Any day now.
What are we looking for?
Well, why is it like this?
What are you looking for?
Let's go to season 4.
If it'll load it.
He'll load it any day now.
No.
What the
But yeah, Eri would.
What?
Okay.
What do you mean you can't be found?
Eri would still probably be the worst possible.
Wi-Fi is pretty shitty right now. So.
Eri's quirk would still probably. Just Google it. Just Google it.
What am I Googling?
How many episodes were in season 4 of My Hero Academia? Do you think this is going to be a bigger season or a smaller season? Or just kind of.
Medium.
Medium?
Equal split, probably.
MJ. It's probably going to be like 20.
The weight of each arc, not so much.
25
25 episodes?
for season 4. I think it's going to be around 20.
So how many episodes do you think we're going to get for the 1A, 1B thing?
Probably like 12.
Probably like 12?
I feel like that's
kind of a lot.
Yeah, too many.
Really?
I remember reading a comment.
Really?
I remember reading a comment that was like, people who read the manga didn't like this arc because it was like, you would only get like, I think it was like 6 pages a chapter. So it was like, it wasn't like...
It was short.
They were basically trying to assure us that like people may say that they didn't like this arc, but we as like anime watchers who would watch it just far more like streamlined will enjoy it. So I imagine like if those chapters were that short, I imagine this is going to be a very quick, concise arc.
I think that if it started next episode, it would probably be like 3 episodes.
3 episodes. I was thinking somewhere more along the lines of like 6 to 8.
How is that a season? Like,
Well, I mean like the
arc.
Endeavor arc, like it was technically an arc. It was like the Pro Hero arc, like last season.
No. I'm combining that with the fucking UA festival.
Oh, you're combining that with that?
Yeah, because there's 2 parts. It was Chisaki and Eri, and then you had the festival, whatever, and then they had a little extra bit.
It was 2 episodes.
It was that's not an arc. That's not an arc.
That's an arc.
That's the back half, front half. That's not an arc.
What's an arc then?
What's an arc?
What constitutes something as an arc? Is it length?
No, it's general topics. I mean,
I can see
It's
what
all
you're
about what's covered in that time.
but
If
that's
they put the entire fight of 1A and 1B in one episode, that was the
1A
arc.
versus 1B arc.
Yeah. It's all about what
Like, I
goes in
agree
that
with you,
time.
it's really fucking small, but it's still technically its own self-contained plot thread.
Well, if anything, that's continuing till right now.
You're right. It's kind of continuing.
It never stopped.
We're kind of still in.
Yes, we're still
arc.
in it because we're doing more of this Endeavor Hawk stuff.
Because season two had 3 arcs. It had UA Sports Festival, Stain, Students versus Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3 had the camp.
Was it the camp? Was that an arc? I guess kind of.
Yeah, it was like the camp
totally
starts at the camp and ends with Bakugo getting captured, and then the next arc is the Bakugo retrieval arc.
And then overhaul.
Nope. Then the
Season
provisional
3?
license exams.
Yeah.
I thought you said season 4.
No,
I thought you said
we already
you were on
talked
season
about
4.
season
No,
4.
nope. And then now we're on season 4, and that's overhaul, and then the culture festival, and kind of still technically we're in it. It's the pro hero arc. So I think we. Do you guys think 2 arcs, 3 arcs?
2.
2?
2.
How about 2?
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
I feel like the next one's gonna be really long.
It's gonna be the Gigantomachia arc, dog.
The Gigantomachia arc. Oh
I want an arc with Gigantomachia, damn it.
He literally blew up a mountain. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think we need to finish this, dude. We've been doing this for a very long time.
Fine.
Yeah, we're an hour and a half. Wait.
Well, thank you for watching.
It's an hour
We've been the Custodians. I hope you enjoyed us just talking for a very, very long time about this show. We absolutely fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this series has like the fewest uploads by far, and it I think consistently it has like at this point 6 hours of content.
Mm-hmm. And has more views than everything else.
Well, if we count Heroes Rising, yes, but
which we are.
Okay. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We've been the Custodians. I'm Rhett.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Joe.
And please stay tuned for the next My Hero Academia reaction, plus All Traps.